What up, Jug of Blades? Well, I'm back. This will be a quick video. Got a few new knives, and these new knives are one of them. I've been really anticipating the wait of actually getting this, and I found the right moment, the right time, the right price, and I ended up getting what I wanted. So we'll start off first with the one that I got to fill in the price. We got a Byrd. This is a Spyderco knife. Well, it's a Spyderco company and corporation for it. So it's just a blade made in China, of course, and they call it the Byrd. Go ahead and get that on open up. Not too crazy. We're looking at normal stuff here. Go ahead and close that up. And this is what we're looking at here. Now, I've opened it. There wasn't much to it, so it was really easy to open. So I kind of looked at it because it looked like the one my brother got. And I wasn't sure if it was the same thing, but it was. But as you can see, it's got kind of a slow opening to it. Normally, it's really kind of hard to get it opened up fast. So I think if you probably, I don't know, and I think this lock bar is making it harder and difficult for you to open it up very easily. So I'll be honest with you, it's got kind of a tight tension to it, so it's almost kind of like, I mean, it's a lock back action, as you can see. I haven't actually showed this kind of a lock system on one of my knives. It's a lock back, so you push that up and it allows the blade to release, and that's lock back. And lock backs are kind of like interlocks in a way, but they're just done a lot more differently because you push it up to release the knife. So it's a really nice holdable knife and stuff like that. And it doesn't have the circle. It's got, the Byrds have these teardrops. So it's a 8CR13, not too amazing. It's a really good normal steel that's decent. I don't know, it's a decent blade. And I like the Wharncliffe blades, and that's a Wharncliffe blade we got there. Now, we'll go ahead and open this up and get some measurements on this. It's a very light knife, by the way, so that's one of the nice things about it. I'll go ahead and see how long we got here. So we got about a 7 3/4. That's not bad. And then we're looking on the blade. We got a little bit under 3 inches, which is good because that means you can carry it in a lot of different places. And meaning that it's really hard to do the deploy action on this, and it really takes one finger to do it. Now, I don't know, there might be a way to make it simpler or easier, and there might be something like that that happens and you can get it to do better, but it's one of those things where I'm just going to look at you and say I'm not sure. So I'm going to work with it. The reason why I'm going to work with it is because the edge of these right here, they're sharp. So one of the things that's a downfall, and that means right here too, where the lock bar action is, this is very sharp. As you can see, it's catching my finger, it's sticking. So that means that this is sharp. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some sandpaper and I'm gonna round these edges off so they're not sharp, and it makes it a lot easier. And while I'm doing that, I'm gonna see if I can make it a little bit more easier to close and open. So we'll see what we can do on that behalf. But other than that, that's what we got there. We'll do a little weight on this. This is not, like I said, a really spectacular knife. You know, I mean, I don't know if it's one of those knives where you look at it and you're like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. You're gonna see a little light. Sorry about that. I should have put that in there in the first place. Hey. But it's, I mean, it's not really that. I would say it's a very light knife, and I don't think you're going to have too much problems or issues with it. So when it comes down to size, sorry about the dog in the back. He is barking. He has not stopped barking, so we're going to have to deal with his barking on and off here and there. He is annoying sometimes, and I do apologize about that. I know you'll probably say, well, why don't you go somewhere else? Well, unfortunately, I have nowhere else to go, unfortunately, and dogs take up my space. So unfortunately, they own this world that I live in. So on that note, who cares? We're going to go ahead and put this on here. We're looking at 2.68 ounces. I'll call that 2.7. Not bad at all. We got a light knife here. Not very heavy at all. I really think that's really cool because it's going to be a very easy carry. And it takes a while to come out. And if you're a person that doesn't like snappy, fast stuff, I would say go with this. But I would take some sandpaper and make these edges a little bit more rounder. And that's what I'm going to do. And I would suggest you do that. All I got to do is take some sandpaper, some lower grit, and then just higher the grit and higher the grit as it goes on, so you can make it really substantially rounder. I mean, they should have crowned these edges in the first place, but they didn't. But you know what? I can do it myself. It doesn't take very much time, maybe 20-30 minutes of my time sitting there sanding it. Put a little bit of time into it. It's a knife that you might like. Do it, you know, and when I open it up, there might be some, I'm not sure what this runs on. It might run on some washers. So if I can go in, then I can sand those washers to make them a little bit more pliable, put some oil, see if I can make it a little bit more slidier. I'll try that out. So that way I can get it to the point where it's not a slow pull. Maybe it can go faster. We'll find out. All right. So that's what we got there on this end. On our next one, we got a QSP. Now, this is my favorite knife. And you'll probably say, well, why didn't you ever have this knife before? Well, because it didn't become my favorite knife till maybe a couple months in or a month and a half in. I didn't find out about this knife. But when I found out about this knife, I wanted it really bad. And we're talking penguin status here. Now, I love a penguin. I think a penguin is an amazing knife. This is a button penguin. Penguins come in all different shapes and sizes, and well, not shapes and sizes, but they come in all different types of, you know, knives. Some have interlocks, some have frame locks, some have button action. I bet you there's even some that have axis lock, you know. So, I mean, one way or another, there's one for everybody. As you can see, we got that G10, and it's got that color on it, like a flame with black. I love the way that looks. And it's really nice, the way it's just beautiful, just the way it looks and everything. I'm pretty sure everybody's seen a penguin. Pretty sure everybody knows about a penguin. On that note, we got both carry sides. We got a grip. No, on this one, not a deep carry, by the way. It actually goes up to here, so this will be this much it'll be sticking out your pocket, which kind of sucks. But you can change the clips on these very easily. They make a lot of Spyderco clips out there. I suggest if you like this knife and you want to make this knife a little bit better, go out and buy a different clip for it. These clips are very, very simplistic to buy. They only cost $5. You even get them titanium with the spider on it, making it look cool and everything, just to let you know on that. So on this, we'll go back to the penguin. We're going to pull the penguin out. Ooh, nice little thumb stud right there. And everybody, I mean, anybody that's probably listening to my content, most likely the majority of the people here will know that a penguin is something everybody has seen or liked. And it's one that I'll probably use from now on. And for me, I like the way it is. You could even put your finger up here and choke on it. And it's just a very, very good. The jimping is kind of like a little sandy, so it's kind of like a little bit of a sandpaper. It's not too horrible. It's really small jimping on that right there. I mean, I like it. I mean, easy to, it's got a really strong detent. I mean, I don't know if it has I think it does. I believe it does. But see, the thing is it's, oh, wait a minute. Oh, contraire, I think. Let me see something here. When this is pushing in, no, it's a button lock. So it is a button lock. It's not a compression lock. For there, for a second, I was like, is this a compression lock? Oh my gosh, unbelievable. So very nice, and I love it because so you can get these in many types of blades. And this is the issue that I have at hand because I don't know what I want to get. I usually want to get it. I don't want to get a D2 blade. I mean, that's usually the blade that's the cheapest. They're like $30. And then if I go to a 1428 steel, I'm going to be paying $60 for the blade. And then if I go up to a 154 CM, I'm going to be paying $100 for the blade. And then if I go above that, you just start pushing up that price. It's 160 up to the really expensive ones that come with frame locks, and I'm not a big frame lock lover, you know, and that runs, you know, $300 plus. Sometimes it can go up to 400. I've seen some of these penguins go pretty dang high, but this one really kind of, so this is an exclusive only to Knife Center. This these scales, which I thought was really cool. Button lock, because it was exclusive to them only. Now the button lock, no, but I mean, that's what they took on with these scales, with the button lock. And then another cool thing about this knife is, this is S35V. To me, that is amazing. I just told you the prices of all those knives and told you how much they charge for these knives and all those prices and everything like that. And they just seem to climb and climb and climb. But S35V, quite expensive. And the thing is I didn't pay that much for this knife, because being it was exclusive to Knife Center and they didn't sell very many of them, or they couldn't sell them, they knocked down the price very, very low. So I paid $60 for S35, which is normally what a 1428 steel is worth, which 1428 is usually $60. So I just bought S35. Now, a lot of you don't know about steel. I'm going to give you kind of a matchup here. We'll go here. D2 is the lowest steel. Okay, well, it's not really the lowest steel, but it's the cheapest steel. So this would be the bottom barrel, $30. When I said we go to the next branch, it's 1428. And 1428 sells for about $60. So that's a jump from here. It doubles the price, because you're getting the 1428, which is better than D2, because not only is it as good as the D2, it's corrosion resistance. It's stainless steel. This isn't stainless steel over here, this D2. This is what really irks a lot of people about the D2, is it's not stainless steel. This 1428 is stainless steel. Then you go to the next one, which is CPM 154. Those usually run about $100. CPM 154 is better than 1428. It's just a bit better. That's why it's only about $30 more for the price. Now you go to S35. These S35s, they run about $150. That is the price of S35 normally, because that steel right there alone is very expensive steel. That is that's not premium. Well, I would say it's not supreme. It's decent premium steel. It's like at the bottom of the premium. It's really good steel. Then you go to S45, and then you go to S20V, which would be M390, which would be, this would be premium steel. This right here is good steel. This is premium. This is when you get up to the M390 and the 20CV. And then from above there, you can go to MagnaCut, which would probably be top of the line. And I don't know if they make these in that. This is also a back flipper, as you can see. So not only do we have the deployment with the thumb studs, we also have it with the back flipper. The Spider Flick, I think I can see I don't know if it's D10, but just the action of holding this here, it's just, look at that. It is tight, so I can't do it. Even with my thumbs, it's tough. I mean, I can still do it because I've put my thumbs. Now, if you've never done this before, you wouldn't be able to do that. But since I do this a lot with a lot of knives, it's not that hard for me. Okay, we'll go ahead and do some measurements. I'm pretty sure everybody knows measurements on these. We're looking at a good 7 inches. So that's a 7-inch knife. So compared to the, of course, to the Spyderco, it's a lot more smaller. And we're looking at a below 3-inch knife, so 2 3/4. Very good. That means a lot of people can actually have that. We'll put it up against a few knives. I only got a few right now today, so we're going to go with the Vosteed Raccoon. So we're looking at a little bit smaller than the Vosteed Raccoon. And then we'll go with an expensive blade, which I carry all the time, and that is my Kaiser Hawk. Now, as you can see, Kaiser Hawk takes the place of being a big blade. Actually, if you actually think about it, the Kaiser Hawk is almost the size of the Spyderco. They're really close, and the blade shape is kind of similar. So, kind of cool. That's probably why I actually like this Byrd such a much. So, there we go. That's what we got there for blades. Those of you with me last, you all saw the Vosteed that I show you all, the very nice Vosteed, and it looks like the Vosteed is a little bit bigger than the Penguin. Now, which do I like the best? Well, of course I'm going to say the Penguin, because the Penguin's in my type of blade. Like I told you before, I love worn clefts. Ever since I seen the Penguin, I fell in love with it. I love the hollow ground on that, Everything about it is just beautiful. I think this is by far one of my favorite knives. Out of all the knives that I've ever seen, the favorite way it looks, the way it is, everything about it, I love it. Now, the comfortness of this Vosteed by far overlaps this. I say looks. The Penguin looks, I love it. This has got really nice comfortableness. I mean, I would have to say that this knife is a beautiful knife. I'm growing to like this knife a lot more than I love the buttery action on that. I mean, it doesn't make any noise. I mean, you see that. I mean, it's just when you feel the action in your hands, it's just it's amazing. It's not the same as this. I mean, that I have to really press it a little bit more harder to open it up. And I'm gonna say this: in time, that might change. And if you can go in here, maybe you can. I don't know. I'll see what I can do. But I do love this knife. As far as like knives that I love, I think this is amazing. So on that note, that's what we got today. These two knives. Kind of a quick video. We had the beautiful QSP Penguin that probably will be seen in a lot of my footage because, like I told you before, I like that blade. And later on, I'll show you this and show you how it turned out when rounding these edges to make them a little bit more bearable to put your fingers on without them feeling they're going to get cut. Because if you move that around enough, you're going to cut yourself. So that's one thing you have to worry about with this blade. So on that note, I hope y'all enjoyed the show today. And hopefully, I mean, it's going to be a rerun of a lot of knives that everybody else has shown. But that's not my deal. My deal is just to show you knives that I run into that I end up really liking a lot. And this right here by far was something I really would have loved and gotten a long time ago, but I finally got it, and I'm happy now that I've gotten. Oh, we can do a weight test on this. This is going to be a very heavy knife, by the way. I can feel it just in my hands. It's going to make that Byrd look like a light thing, because I would say this is about 5 ounces. Easy. Oh no, it's 3.4. Wow, I was really off. Things can just seem differently on your hands, and the reason why I'm going to tell you that is this doesn't feel like 4.5 ounces. This feels, the way it's balanced and the way it's all just done, the way this is, as bulky as it is and the way it feels, it just doesn't feel that heavy. Where when you look at this one, it kind of bulks up and centers, and it just kind of feels a little bit more bulky on you, meaning that it just feels like it would be heavier. But being G10 scales, I'm guessing that's the reason why. But that's what we got there. Actually, we'll check that out. I believe it is a G10. Yeah, it's a G10 handle. Okay. They call it the orange and black coral. That's what they call that. So, S35 VN, really nice steel. I mean, not as good as the M390. I mean, this M390 blade right here is 60 to 62 HRC, which is going to blow this S35 VN out the door. I mean, it probably might have a similar hardness, to be honest. I'm not sure. I haven't looked up what QSP considers their 35 VN, because it can be anywhere from 59 to 61, I'm guessing, where this is 60 to 62, so you're most likely going to hit the 61 area, maybe even higher. So, and if a lot of you don't know what I'm talking about or saying, it's just the harder it is, the more cuts you can get out of your blade, the harder it is. And one point, I'm just going to put it like this, from something that goes from 60 to 61 is a dramatic change in how well the blade is, because that number right there is a minuscule number, but that minuscule number really determines how hard your blade is. And if you have something with 56 or 55, you're looking at a very cheap knife. You know, I'm guessing this 8CR right here, it could possibly be about 56. So you look at that as a 56. We'll say this is a 60, and this is a 62. So I mean, this is a very usable blade. It's definitely usable, definitely great to use it and stuff like that, but it's just not going to hold its sharpness for very long, where this one is going to hold it for a very good long amount of time, and this one is just going to say, I'm going to hold it forever. But then that also requires better sharpening, meaning when you sharpen this, you're going to have to use the right type of sharpening materials, like I've showed you before, a diamond sharpener. You need this to sharpen this, not these. Was it maybe the S35? Well, not even. Depends. If this is 60, we're not looking at that. But this one we can definitely sharpen on something other than this, you know. But I mean, you can get those sharpeners, not too much money. I'm actually going to buy a Workman sharpener for $60. One of those really nice ones that you don't have to turn the steel in your favor or anything like that at all. So I'm going to do that. And on that note, it'll make it a lot easier for me to sharpen these knives than having to learn how to sharpen. But I still want to learn. That's why I got these stones, these pieces of metal bricks, because to learn how to sharpen, you need to do that. And if you're out in the middle of nowhere and you need your blade to sharpen up, you can take a rock on the floor and you can use it to sharpen your blade. That's how kind of crazy it sounds. And the crazy it sounds is crazy as reality. You can sharpen your blade if you do it right. So on that note, I hope you all have a good time. And like I always say, we out.